हम कोरे हैं, कोरे थे और हमेशा कोरे रहेंगे. गंगा राम चौधरी का डायलॉग है.
I had no idea of what the jail looked like. I hadn't seen any pictures or anything like that. When I walked into that environment, I was still waiting for the jail to start for a very long time because it was so pretty. There were gorgeous lawns, big space, and I went there at the hour that Sham ki puja ho rahi thi actually. So there were bhajan kirtans going on. I saw from a distance there was a temple, a massive playground. I kept waiting for the jail to start, you see, because I thought that for some reason, and I don't know if I told you this, but I thought the unit had created some sort of a clean environment, you know, for it being conducive to shooting and, you know, for the actors to feel comfortable or something. I kept waiting, and, you know, in my mind what jail looks like, you say, you expect it to look really dark, grim, punishing in nature. I didn't see any of that. The safety you felt, especially as a girl walking in, even though you're surrounded by policemen and the authorities and bouncers and guards and whatnot, you know, as a girl you still feel a little bit vulnerable walking into an environment where you know people are in for not being socially accepted elements. I did not feel unsafe even for a second.
First time in a prison, and it wasn't anything that I expected it to be. And you know, we all have these preconceived notions of what a jail would look like from within and what the inmates will be like, and they broke all those stereotypes for us. I remember asking Tushar on our first day of shoot that, are you sure this is a jail, because you know it looks more like a country club? And he said, no, this is what central jails are actually like. And I mean, you felt as a citizen, you felt proud that your correctional facilities were so progressive. So there was various things that we needed to do to prep, obviously, as most actors do. We did no different. As far as the dialect is concerned, we had, Tushar had identified a dialect coach who worked extensively with us before filming and during the filming as well. Because the entire, I think the quest was to try and be as authentic as possible. There were certain characters that Tushar had written, and he wanted and saw them in a particular way. And he wanted that transition from being, you know, film actors to being those characters to be very seamless.
My accent, the way I speak English, can be a little bit restricted for people to understand completely, because the American accent is very different. And sometimes if the American accent comes from the Midwest, I can't understand that. So an accent is something that you know, is a problem the world over for every human being if you put them out of context in a different country. I'm very fortunate, in fact, that I've been able to have this kind of fun with different, you know, different kinds of audience and different subjects. And Dasvi is a film that has come with that playground that I've never had an opportunity to play in.
See, it's not a film on education. Neither is it a film about a politician. That's all the backdrop of it. It's entertaining Hindi masala film. You know, if there's a message which comes along for the audience, great, we'll be really happy. But the intention was to always make a very entertaining film. That's what it is about.
It takes the audience a lot to choose and to decide to love an actor. And they do that very seldom. And when they do, you have to hold on to that with everything that you've got and work every day even harder to maintain that love that they have for you. You can't let it go. So no matter what the role is, you have to, you know, go for it. You have to just really go and try and own it in entirety.
Thanks to the OTT platforms, you know, there's so much content, there's so much more work happening. I think that change has always been a part of the industry, whether it's the 60s or the 70s, 80s, 90s, whenever, you know. What I have witnessed is a sure but, you know, a sure change in the way parts are written for women. That is something that I have noticed. Thank you. Thank you.